Hello everyone, welcome to English debate competition. This is the last round. Thank you that you still made it until the end of this round. I'm really glad and I'm really proud of both of you. Whether regardless the outcome and the decision, you're still doing a great job. So we would like to debate under the motion this House regret the rise of internet piracy. So for the proposition, we have Kabupaten Sumba Timur, and for the opposition, we have Kabupaten Timur Tengah Utara. Before we start, I just have quick reminder. Before you start speaking or speech, please tell us your preferred method of POI. So just everybody knows how to give you some of POI. So yeah, that's all I think. To open this case, please welcome the first speaker from proposition. Here.
Just voice upload so we can turn off the audio and say won't be allowed.
For the first Propp, you can start your speech.
But before the first speaker from my team started his argument, firstly for the opposition team, if you wanna POI for us, you can raise up your hands or maybe turn on your audio and say you wanna POI. Thank you.
Okay, I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable adjudicator, timekeeper, and thanks for all my friends who joined the English debate competition today. We, as the government team, strongly support this motion about this House regret the rise of internet piracy. Ladies and gentlemen, internet piracy means the unauthorized copying use of copyright digital content over the internet without permission from the copyright holder or the creator. This includes downloading or streaming movie, music, game from illegal source or illegal website. As example, like crack the product an illegal streaming movie, or maybe some like downloading game from illegal source. Second, ladies and gentlemen, regrets mean the rise of internet piracy make a negative development or negative improve to our society and harm the potential benefit. We know that developer is making creative work, it can lose much time, money, and effort. For movie, song, and other are made by many people, like company or the organization. They make together with so much people. And when people get this work for free with piracy, it can make a developer or creator can lose their income. For a big organization or company, maybe can survive. But how about the creator or developer that work alone? They not have a backup of something, can back up their own work. If we do a piracy in internet, it's not make any benefit to us. It can make the small creator, it can lose so much money. Piracy is not the right answer. If we want to get a cheaper or something, we better if we want to get some game or something, maybe we have to check the some that have more cheaper than what we want, not do a piracy solution in internet and web. Because of that, the rise of internet piracy has taken many of all effort for the creator or big company to spend their own time. That's why we as a government team believe that if you want a more creative or if we want to get a movies or something, don't do a piracy on internet, but try to achieve or or you can do anything that not about the piracy because it can make a harm to a company or a small creator. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the fine speech that from first proposition. To respond the case from the first proposition, I call upon the first opposition. Here.
Okay, am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Before that disclaimer, our team would very much prefer for you to unmute your mic or unmute your mic if or when you want to state your POI. Okay. So I'll begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable panels, we believe that pulling internet piracy or regretting internet piracy is ignorance to those unable. Good morning and good afternoon and prosperous greetings I bid to the honorable panels of judges, respected government team, the precise timekeeper, and lastly to all the members of the House. Before I move further into my analysis and into this debate, I would first like to flag the case division for each of our speakers here today. As leader of opposition, I would begin by defining the key terms or possibly challenge the key terms, key phrases defined by the side of government, and then lay out the foundation of our case. And secondly, my second speaker will then step in to strengthen our case and with deeper analysis. And thirdly, our opposition whip will tie everything together, reinforce our key points, and then possibly answer remaining opposition claims and show why this motion deserves to be opposed. With that structure in mind, let me begin by delivering my arguments. Internet piracy. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable educators, framing this debate as the opposition, we simply cannot deny that internet piracy in context is a bad thing. However, our side of the House believe that at the core, it has a reason to exist. This is what brings us to the firm reason we choose to oppose this motion today. First reason is regretting or pulling internet piracy is ignorance to those unable. The underlying reason for this is how those economically dismantled simply can't enjoy the same content as the ones who can afford such. The fact that in the context of movies, civilians that does not have accessible movie theaters in their region will likely be unable to enjoy the same type of entertainment those in Jakarta or Bali can. So panels, today our side of the House would frame the internet piracy as a movement to equality. With that in mind, let me move on into our burden of proof. What is our burden of proof that we carry to prove and win this debate today? Ladies and gentlemen, honorable panels, as opposition today, we carry the burden to prove why banning or why the unexistence of internet piracy would lead to more harm. Well, how? Simply due to the fact that the actual main reason as to why people choose piracy over legal ways is because they have no access. Reports even show that the most of the people using illegal websites are those limited to access. So our side of the House today believe very much that when you pull internet piracy out of societal conditions, out of the society, it would potentially lead to an even worse scenario where people probably would create another harmful way to hack these sites. Moving into my rebuttal to the side of government's case, they've hasn't given clear counterfactuals as how their world will look like when internet piracy exists. They haven't given clear guarantees that another way people could hack these sites will also exist. So that is what I want to note, a rebuttal for the side of government, that they have not provided a clear counterfactual as to how their world would exist. Uh, Also, rebuting to one of the statements stated by the side of government about the creators that writes alone or works alone will simply, won't receive the things he deserves to receive. Well, our side of the house today simply believe that creators working alone simply doesn't have the quality or have the worth to actually be worth the piracy. The side of government also hasn't stated, what I've said before, the counterfactual of these their world, how their world will cease to exist, how they will guarantee that no other path will be taken other than internet piracy. So today, as a first speaker of the opposition, burden of proof, we have proof by the unexistence of internet piracy would lead to more harm, because you cannot guarantee people would find more ways to hack these sites, to copy these movies, to download these illegal websites. As the side of opposition today, as the first speaker today, we would like to emphasize very clearly that internet piracy in its core is a movement to equality. Not all people have equal access to such privilege. For example, those in Jakarta are able to, they have movie theaters in context of movies, yeah? They have movie theaters. Us in Timor, for example, or you in Sumba, you can't guarantee you have movie theaters the same, the same opportunities, the same chances as those in Bali. So at its core, internet piracy, ladies and gentlemen, has its positive way, has its reason to coexist, even when at context we know it's illegal. But for the reason that we have found most of the people using internet piracy itself are those limited to access. It means that when you give them access, they will not do such things. So internet piracy is a way for them to express their curiosity, to express their curiosity to entertainment, to other things, maybe privileged people can experience and can enjoy. So once again, our side of the house opposes this motion that when internet piracy is pulled out of society, you can't guarantee that they would also create another type of way to hack these movies, to hack these sites. So, as a side of opposition, for those reasons, we would like to oppose this motion. Thank you.
Thank you for the speech. To respond the first op, I call upon the second proposition. Here.
Well, I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, the honorable judges, timekeeper, and also our beloved partner from the opposition teams. Our motion today is talk about this house regrets the rise of internet piracy. As a society, we were living in the digital universe when all the humans are using the internet to stay connected each other, including families, friends, and other people. And if we talk about internet, in this case, we found that this house regret the rise of internet piracy, and we as the government teams are truly support his motions, which just means that we are also regret the rise of internet piracy. What is but what is internet piracy? As already stated by the first speaker from the government team, internet piracy means the unauthorized copying, distributions, or use the copyright digital content over the internet without permissions from the copyright holders. And in real situation, it is really disrupts the copyrights and also trigger the long-term harm for the copyright holder or maybe other parties. It is harms because there are some people who don't have responsibility or don't have another respect while they're using the internet. For example, in this case, internet piracy. They never cares about others or personal rights, and they just prioritize themselves to take some benefit from themselves. in real situation, we can found so many examples of the internet piracy, including personal data rejecting, the piracy of copyright, music, and many more examples. Because it is true that when there's someone who don't have respect or responsibility while they're using the internet, it actually can be harm for others who have the copyright holders or the creator. So the first speaker from the opposition teams stated that it's not just about the existence of internet piracy, it's have the positive impacts, but you must to consider about the negative impacts that may be triggered from the internet piracy, because the first speaker from the government team already stated that internet piracy means the unauthorized copying, which just means that there's some people who didn't have responsibility for while they're using the internet. So at the end of the day,
please.
at the end of the yes, please.
Okay, so referring to my arguments that I've stated, how can you guarantee when you pull internet piracy out of society, there will not be another way for people to hack into these type of things? Thank you.
Sorry, can you repeat your question? I didn't take your point.
Okay. How can you guarantee that when you pull internet piracy out of society, society will not create another path, another way, which potentially could be more dangerous to hack into these sites?
The hacks into the sites. Okay, well, thank you for your questions. We never can expect that when there is someone who didn't have another responsibility when they're using the internet, even if we were erase the internet piracy, it is because there is another people who actually just prioritize themselves, their ego for using the internet connections. So it is the internet piracy. It's something that actually we cannot expect to be exist in real situations. So at the end of the day, the rise of internet piracy phenomenon, it actually something that capable to regrets. Because of it, it may raise the negative impacts for the creators or some people who have the copyright holders. So that's all my argument. Thank you.
Thank you for that speech. To respond the second prop, I call upon the second op. Here. Second op, Efra, are you here? Efra, okay.
Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
I will deliver my speech in 3, 2, and 1. Before that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind that where there is a kindness, there will always be evil to balance it. Ladies and gentlemen, this side of proposition cannot prove that if we take out piracy, internet piracy from the society, out of the society, it will create normally. It will create nothing more harmless, or it will create something that will never be more dangerous than internet piracy itself. And back to the motion again. We as the panel of oppose have opposed this motion because the first, why is the internet piracy can happen? The first, the first the first content is the week of site from the copyright holder, so the internet piracy can be happen. So with the leak of the copyright holders on the site, it will create harmful ways for the internet piracy to actually enter the site, and of course they will take the content out of it. They will take another way to take the content, so the copyright holders cannot do something, so because of the internet piracy take their content because of the lack of the site itself and the weak security of the site itself. The second, internet piracy can be happen because the limited access that we have. An example is if I want to watch a movie about, let's take an example of Spider-Man. I want to watch this movie, but in Kefamananu, we don't have any theaters in here. So that I decided to go to site called LK21, Layar Kaca 21. So I can watch it there. And that was so the unbalance of the society in our governance itself. It also shows that why the internet piracy can be happens is because the inequality or unbalance of the buildings in our society itself. The second highlight in my points is why we why we have to still have the internet piracy. Now, before that, disclaimer: internet piracy. We know that internet piracy is technically a bad thing for us, but it can help some site to actually strengthen their site, and with that the site can be more improve of their security in their site itself, so the internet piracy cannot be happen the second time. The second is helping those who doesn't have enough privilege in order to buy something or use something. Now back again to the privilege itself. uh, it's obviously happened because the unbalance of peoples that want to have this content but cannot access the content itself because it has to be in the privileged way. So with the assist of the internet piracy, it actually would like to help them to actually access to the site or the content itself. And rebuttal to the side of proposition is, if the side of proposition say that it consider as stealing, which the opposition might say that if that's so, the internet holders are the ones who's taking the responsible to strengthen their site so that the internet piracy in the site cannot be happen, or the site is cannot getting hacked by the internet piracy itself. The fourth highlight is that the rise of internet piracy can happen because the inequality, like what I said before, the inequality of uh, the infrastructure in Indonesia itself, that unbalanced, as we know that in the east area is really unbalanced when we talk about the infrastructure, so that a lot of people can be access to the internet, can access to the illegal website, and internet piracy can be happen because once again the unbalance of the infrastructure in our republic itself. And the burden of proof is that a lot of
May I
people.
please?
Yes, please.
Uh, I want to, I think, thanks for the place that you give to me. I want to ask if you say the big reason is because we have a different privilege for someone, or maybe because the infrastructure in every place is get different. How you will thinking with the creator, or especially for a small creator, they make with their own money and they have not a big privilege, or we say they have a small budgets for back up their work. How about you thinking about them and they are making for to get the money? If you do a piracy to them, uh, what your answer for to help them if you do a piracy? Thank you.
Okay.
Great question, and I would like to answer that question. So basically, the internet piracy is type of pirates. Piracy is a type of peoples who want to access to the content who's bigger. So they cannot aim for those who's still low in fact of the content creators who still in lows, so they can pirate some content is for the content creators who's in higher level out of them, so they can we assume that they cannot pirate the contents from the small creators itself. So that was the answer of it. And the burden of proof is a lot of people in East Nusa Tenggara itself is actually have low or medium income. If you talk about the income itself, so that with the help of the internet piracy, it actually can be helped them so they can access to the content itself. They can access to everything that goes on the privilege or buyable. So with this, we are the opposition teams actually oppose this motion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the five speech from second op. Just a quick reminder that POI time is only 15 seconds and must not exceed from that. I will let you know the exact timing through the chat box, okay? Just make sure, okay? POI just 15 seconds. Okay. To respond to the case from second op, I call upon the third prop. Here.
Start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, everyone, the honorable adjudicators and our beloved partner. I'm as a third speaker of the government team, and our motion is this House regret the rise of internet piracy. My talks today is clear to defend our states, refute the opposition argue, and prevent why the rise of internet piracy is something this House must deeply regret. Internet piracy is not a harmless trend. It is a damaging phenomenon that hurts creators and even consumers themselves. Our first speaker has shown that the internet piracy severely undermines the creative industry. When film, music, and software are stolen, creators are lose income, and the insufficiency of the product, the high quality content drops. Our second speaker demonstrated the wider impact from lost jobs in the producing companies to reduce the government tax revenue, with in turn affecting funding of the cultural projects. Together, our team has proven that the piracy is not a victimless act. This is a theft that causes long-term losses. Spending art will paying for it is not a novel, it is a theft. If we truly value art, we must ensure its creators can sustain themselves. Free illegal access undermines the very people we claim to support. There is a difference between freedom for information and stinking copyrighted material. Freedom of information is about public access to knowledge, not a private intellectual property like films, games, music, and others. Regretting the rise of internet piracy is about the protecting fairness. Creators deserve the payment for their work. Consumer benefit when the competition is fair. Content is the high quality and innovation is rewarded. Piracy breaks this cycle, leaving everyone worse off in the long run. In conclusion, piracy is not a romantic act of rebellion. It is a systematic erosion of creativity, economic, and fairness. This House must regret its rise and take a stand for the rights of creators and value of art. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for the speech. To respond the third Propp, I call upon the third op. Here.
Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, member of the House, as a third speaker from the opposition team, I've reinforced our key arguments on how the internet piracy impact to all of society. Our team focus is about the movement equality, and the copyright holders can realize the weak of their security. Ladies and gentlemen, member of the House, the pro team, the government team reviewed that say that they focus on small content creator and small company. But we say internet piracy always take the products content from big content creator more rather than the small content creator. So it is not, it can get this the small content creator is can't get impact from the internet piracy. Or this is true with internet piracy, they can get uh, equality. With piracy, it will have others who can buy the product, use or watch the movies. It can be equal. Everyone can get used, watch together in every region, in every country. We have to know that almost people who get the products with piracy, it's people who can get access to the legal platforms. We can deny that the internet piracy is illegal, but we can deny to so many society they can get to watch, feel the same thing as like the ones who like Jakarta or Bali. And then our points is they don't have access, weak of corporate holder, lack of security. They with this internet piracy, they will realize that, oh, our security is not good enough. We have to strengthen our security, protect our brands, our products, our content. It will help limit who people who they can get they have limited access to the product, the content, and this is can help the society who cannot get the unequal who get unequal infrastructure. So the opposition team just focus on how the small content creators get impact of internet piracy. But once again, we told you that the internet piracy always take from big content creator, not the small content creator.
POI,
And yes, please.
Your second speaker already stated about if they gonna improving the security, it actually can decrease the internet piracy. But how you can guarantee if with improving the security of using internet can actually decrease the internet piracy?
Okay, so sorry. So we strengthen the security, it will decrease the copyrights, the internet piracy, because with this, the people, the others who the people, the person who stealing do the piracy, it's struggle to piracy the content from the owner, the development. This is the answer. So again, this is with this all reason we, the option team, proudly oppose this motion. Thank you.
Thank you for the speech. To close the opposition case, I call upon the reply speaker from opposition. Here.
Okay, am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Honorable panel of judges, as side opposition today, on the reply speech, we would like to emphasize very clearly our contributions, a holistic overview to the debate we have taken today between side of proposition and side of opposition. As a side of opposition today, we emphasize our stance very clearly. We reject the unexistence of internet piracy. Why? Merely due to the reason that one, internet piracy at its core actually benefits and offer merits to the ones limited by access. These arguments has been stated in the side of opposition's first speaker. Our second speaker has also talked about this, how at its core, internet piracy actually offers uh, positive beneficial merits that would benefit those unable unseen. So we have based our case today simply on those unseen, those unable to receive equality as much as those having privilege. The second reason on why we oppose this motion today is that how internet piracy could actually train websites to strengthen their security, to strengthen their guidelines, in a way, teaching them to foster what we call resilience. On the other side of the house, side of proposition, their contributions to this debate is merely ignorant to those unable, those unseen. They haven't provided a counterfactual as to how their world would coexist without the guarantees of another way people would hack into these websites, copywriting, downloading illegal movies, and they seem to be focusing on the efforts of creators, basically appreciated how the small creators will not receive any income, any profit. Well, that wouldn't likely happen because we have to clearly understand internet piracy at its core focuses on the ones having much more uh, popularism. So at its core, it targets those ones creating popular type of movies. That is what internet piracy, points to. However, the side of proposition focuses on the efforts of small creators, which our side of the house thinks that it is unlikely for those small creators' creation be pirated, be hacked, because it is simply unworthy to hack. So this is what the side of proposition has to note clearly, that at its core, internet piracy still has a reason to exist in our society today. That today we have also proved how internet piracy, the actual reason are most of the people using internet piracy are those actually limited to access. So if these access are received, if these access are there for them, they wouldn't be, they wouldn't try such things. So internet piracy is actually very crucial for a societal change, for us to innovate, to create in our own way. So on behalf of the opposition today, ladies and gentlemen, honorable educators, we firmly reject this motion, not because we reject change, but because the side of proposition hasn't offered a clear guarantee that, you know, uh, other ways people can hack into these accounts, into these legal websites, would not be there. So for those reasons, as opposition, we are proud to oppose.
Thank you. To close the debate from the proposition, I call upon the reply speaker from proposition. Here.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This debate is about whether we should regret the rise of the internet piracy. We as a government team say yes and support this motion to regret the rise of internet piracy. Internet piracy can hurt economy, can hurt a company, creative creator or developer, and that can make harm to their economy. Because when people perceive movie, music, game, and anything for free, but make creator lose their income, small developer will be suffer the most. If they get less money from them work, it means they cannot make any game or new work for them. Ladies and gentlemen, illegal sites, web, or source often have a virus, scam, and any harm. Virus make people may lose their personal data. That means illegal source can perceive ourselves. Furthermore, perceive make a broke fairness. People who buy the game, the work of creator or company, it equals mean we support the developer and company. Compare with the people who perceive creator work mean harm the developer or the company. We believe there are better legal way to give access, because we cannot make a reason just because a low privilege we do a perceive to a content to a creator or a company. Our opinion, the opposition is just only see for a short-term benefit. Perceive maybe feel good right now, but tomorrow it means fewer job. It can make a less inefficient for worker. Developer get less income, and company maybe get broke because piracy itself. Thank you.
All right, this is the end of this debate. This is the silent round. So you guys return to the main room to hear the result and announcement from all the accumulations from the round 1 until this is the last round, which is the round 4.